Kim Kardashian betrayed by Kris Jenner's MAC Cosmetics deal. So Kris Jenner just signed a deal with MAC Cosmetics, and apparently, Kim Kardashian and Kylie Jenner are not sending congratulations cards. In fact, sources say they're feeling straight up betrayed. Which is wild, right? Because this is the woman who literally built their empires, negotiated their deals, and turned them into billionaires. But now that mom's getting her own bag with MAC, suddenly, it's a problem. The irony is so thick you could cut it with a contour brush. If you're ready for some premium Kardashian family drama that's spicier than Kris's morning tequila, hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell because this tea is piping hot and we're serving it fresh. Let's break down what's happening here, because on the surface, this should be a celebration. Kris Jenner, the ultimate momager, the woman who turned a leaked tape into a billion-dollar empire, just landed a major deal with MAC Cosmetics. She's the new face of the brand. And honestly, good for her. The woman's in her late 60s, looking absolutely stunning fresh off a facelift, and she's out here booking campaigns like she's in her 20s. That's not just impressive, that's iconic. Most people her age are thinking about retirement. Kris is thinking about her next photo shoot. But here's where things get messy. Because Kim and Kylie, the two daughters who built massive beauty empires of their own, are reportedly not happy about this. At all. And when I say not happy, I mean sources are using words like betrayed. Betrayed. That's a strong word. That's the kind of word you use when someone steals your man, not when your mom signs a cosmetics deal. So what's really going on here? Let's dig deeper. First, let's talk about the timing. Kris signs with MAC right after her post-facelift glow-up. She's looking fresh, feeling herself, and clearly ready to capitalize on the moment. Smart move, honestly. But from Kim and Kylie's perspective, this feels like competition. And not just any competition. Competition from the person who's supposed to be managing their careers, not building her own rival beauty brand presence. Think about it. Kim's got SKKN, her skincare line that she's been pushing hard. Kylie's got Kylie Cosmetics, which basically defined an entire generation of lip kits. These are their babies, their brands, their lanes. And now here comes Kris, rolling into the beauty space with one of the most iconic makeup brands in history backing her. It's like your coach suddenly deciding to join the opposing team mid-game. And here's the kicker. MAC Cosmetics isn't some random startup. This is a legacy brand. A powerhouse. The kind of brand that gives you instant credibility and reach that even Kylie's massive following can't compete with. So when Kris signs with MAC, she's not just dipping her toe into beauty. She's cannonballing into the pool that her daughters have been swimming in for years. But wait, it gets better. Because the real issue here isn't just about competition. It's about loyalty. Or the perceived lack of it. See, Kris has always been the one behind the scenes. The architect. The strategist. The person making deals for everyone else while staying mostly out of the spotlight herself. That was the dynamic. That was the family business model. Kris manages, the kids shine. Everyone wins. Except now Kris wants to shine too. And that's throwing the whole system off balance. Imagine being Kim or Kylie. You've spent years building your beauty empire with your mom's guidance. She's been your biggest supporter, your toughest negotiator, your secret weapon. And then suddenly, she's not just supporting you. She's competing with you. She's taking deals that could have gone to you. She's becoming the face of a brand that probably would have loved to work with Kim or Kylie instead. That's got to sting. That's got to feel like, wait, whose side are you on? And let's be real about something else. Kris is 69 years old. She looks amazing, don't get me wrong, but she's not the typical demographic that beauty brands usually target as their face. So the fact that MAC chose her is actually pretty groundbreaking. It's a statement. It's saying, beauty has no age limit, which, in theory, is beautiful and progressive and something we should all celebrate. But from Kim and Kylie's perspective, it's also saying, your mom just stole your thunder. Because now when people think Kardashian Jenner beauty, they're not just thinking about Kim's contour or Kylie's lips. They're thinking about Kris's MAC campaign. She's literally rebranding the family narrative in real time. Here's where the family dynamics get really interesting. Because this isn't just about business. This is personal. The Kardashian-Jenner family has always operated on this delicate balance of collaboration and competition. They support each other publicly, but behind the scenes, there's always been this underlying rivalry. Who's more successful? Who's getting more attention? Whose deal is bigger? Usually, Kris has been above that fray. She's been the matriarch, the boss, the one everyone reports to. But now, she's entered the arena. She's become a player instead of just the coach. And that changes everything. Sources close to the family are saying Kim and Kylie feel like Kris crossed a line, that she should have stayed in her lane as their manager instead of branching out into their territory. And honestly, I kind of get it. Imagine working your entire adult life to build something, with your mom's help, and then watching her use all the strategy she taught you to compete against you. That's complicated. That's layers of emotional messiness wrapped up in business drama. But here's the other side of the coin. Kris Jenner doesn't owe her daughters a lifetime of staying in the background. She's a human being with her own ambitions, her own dreams, her own right to capitalize on her own image and brand. Why should she spend her entire life making other people rich and famous while never getting her own moment in the spotlight? She built this empire. She turned unknown kids into global superstars. She negotiated billion-dollar deals. She created a media dynasty from scratch. And now, at 69, she wants her own moment, her own campaign, her own success that isn't tied to managing someone else. Is that really so wrong? The tension here is actually about something much bigger than a MAC Cosmetics deal. It's about mothers and daughters. It's about identity. It's about what happens when the person who's always been your support system suddenly needs support themselves. Or in this case, wants their own spotlight. Kim and Kylie are used to being the stars. They're used to Kris working for them, not alongside them or, heaven forbid, in competition with them. This shift in dynamic is uncomfortable. It's unfamiliar. And based on reports, they're not handling it well. But here's my question. Is Kris really betraying her daughters? Or is she just finally choosing herself after decades of choosing them? Because there's a difference. A big one. And maybe, just maybe, Kim and Kylie need to recognize that their mom is allowed to have her own career, her own success, her own MAC Cosmetics deal without it being framed as betrayal. The beauty industry is big enough for all of them. SKKN can exist. Kylie Cosmetics can thrive. And Kris can be the face of MAC. These things aren't mutually exclusive unless they choose to make them that way. But knowing this family, they'll probably turn this into a whole season's worth of drama on their show. There'll be tears, confrontations, eventually a reconciliation where everyone hugs it out and says they've learned something about family and boundaries. It's the Kardashian way. Monetize the mess, resolve it publicly, rinse and repeat. The real question is whether this marks a permanent shift in the family dynamic or just a temporary blip. Is Kris going to keep pursuing her own deals, her own spotlight? Or will she eventually retreat back to her management role to keep the peace? My money's on Kris doing exactly what she wants because that's what she's always done. And honestly, good for her. Kim and Kylie will get over it. Or they won't. Either way, Kris Jenner's got a MAC Cosmetics campaign, a fresh face, and absolutely zero time for anyone questioning her moves, including her daughters. Thanks for watching Celebrity Treadmill. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. See you in the next one where we'll probably be covering the Kardashian reconciliation photo shoot because you know that's coming.